episode of Dragon Ball Super. Goku and Lord Beerus continue their battle of gods in the stratosphere of Earth, and they have an epic game of reverse tug-of-war with the power that can destroy the entire universe. Goku and Beerus are still continuing to battle, and guess what? This is still not the end of their fight. What if all of Dragon Ball Super is just Goku versus Beerus for like 100 episodes? Would you tune in if that was going on? Despite the fact that this week's episode is basically just more of the same, I have to say that I really loved this episode. I'm getting a lot of nostalgia from this fight. It's just so classic Dragon Ball in every single sense. That big standoff at the beginning of the episode with the power to destroy the universe, that was insane. This was all followed by this amazing choreography sequence where Goku ends up losing the aura of the Super Saiyan God power, the red hair goes away, he goes back to his regular Super Saiyan form, and yet he still has the power of a Super Saiyan God. This is going to be a major turning point for this fight, because according to Beerus, despite the fact that Goku has gone beyond the time limit of being a Super Saiyan God, that power has actually fused within his body, and he's now able to use it as a regular Super Saiyan. And this really surprises Beerus, because Goku ends up decking him in the face a couple of times. This is all followed by them having this amazingly beautiful animated choreography sequence where they're flying into each other and using a lot of great fighting techniques. This week's episode was just classic, y'all. Just good frickin' Dragon Ball action. Now, this episode was also really interesting too for a number of reasons, because they are changing some things from Battle of Gods. Obviously, in that movie, Goku didn't have his Super Saiyan God powers that long. Like, I think he used them for a total of like 3 minutes, and then when they were in that underground cave, he lost them, and then he just went back to regular Goku. Whereas in this, he just goes back to regular Super Saiyan. And you know what? I'm okay with it. And I'm really loving the fact that we got a lot of time to spend with Super Saiyan God, like the actual like red-haired version of Goku. And to be perfectly honest, I would still love to see that form return, if only because I actually do like the overall look of it, and I love the look of that fiery aura. That being said though, I still love the image of Goku as a regular Super Saiyan fighting against Beerus and actually holding his own, because that image is just so classic in the Dragon Ball universe. Another thing that I really liked about this episode was Mr. Satan. This is a character who I never really liked all that much in the original Dragon Ball Z when I watched it on Toonami. When I rewatched it on DVD and watched it in Japanese for the first time, I still didn't really care for the character. But now that he's voiced by the voice actor who also did the voice of Joseph Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders, I'm just in love with the character. He brings so much energy and goofiness to him, and he's also doing some pretty amazing things this week. He actually genuinely cares about his daughter and the brand new granddaughter that he's going to have, literally getting in the way Piccolo style as the Earth is about to be destroyed by a massive attack from Goku and Beerus. He's a pretty standout character in this week's episode. We also get to see more of Whis, and what I love most about Whis is how mysterious they're keeping him, because there's this one scene where he mentions that there's nothing he can do to actually stop this big attack which could potentially destroy the entire universe and the Earth. But I think he's really playing it coy, because he's without a doubt the most powerful character in the Dragon Ball universe. I also really like that one scene where Mr. Satan did everything in his power to try and get Whis to stay by offering him this special coupon that he drew himself with a little Mr. Satan face on it, which would allow him to have unlimited supplies of food on Earth. And Whis is really tempted. He might actually do this, but he decides, nah, no biggie. We've seen this happen on a couple planets now. I'm pretty desensitized to it. And that's another thing that's really cool about this episode, is that standoff at the beginning where both of their ki attacks have literally fused together and they've actually become this super high density ball of death that they're literally playing reverse tug of war with. It's like an outer space version of Crossfire. Crossfire! You get caught up in the... Without a doubt, my favorite scene from this week's episode, though, is when Goku actually goes back to his regular Super Saiyan mode. They have this standoff, and Goku actually ends up grabbing Beerus' head and headbutting him multiple times. This really pisses Beerus off, and this is yet again just another start to their true epic battle in next week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Is it gonna be the end of the fight? Who knows? It could potentially go into another episode, but they did just release all the episode titles, so it's probably going to end next week, which is all eventually going to lead into the resurrection of F-Arc when Frieza is going to return, and they're already hinting towards that, because if you look at the brand new ending this week, a lot of the characters have their designs from that film in particular Bulma, and that's because she's actually going to be meeting up with an old friend in that arc, but we'll save that for when we actually get to those episodes. But like I said, I like this episode a lot. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Most people will probably consider it a 3 out of 5, but I really am enjoying this battle and how crazy they really are making it. But before you guys leave today, I would love to hear from you. What did you think about this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super? Did you have any favorite moments? Are you liking the battle between Goku and Beerus? Do you think they should have ended it a couple episodes ago? Are you enjoying what you're seeing? And what do you want to see from the rest of Dragon Ball Super? And do you think they're going to change anything from Battle of Gods? Do you think that Goku's actually going to defeat Beerus this time? Or is Beerus going to defeat Goku? Please tell me in the comments sections. See you later, guys! Thank you guys for watching my review. Make sure to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!